Hey everybody, Shay here. Welcome to another blind reaction to Attack on Titan. We're going to be doing episode 6, and then I'm not sure where this is going to end. I'm doing this in parallel with the reading of the manga, also blind, so be careful with spoilers in the comments below for both the manga and the anime, of course. As far as I'm concerned, right now, they are in parallel, and until they start to deviate so much that I can't continue with the anime until I get further along with the manga. But right now, manga is the source of truth for me. It is the one that I am treating as the one I'm experiencing as my primary experience. And ever since I migrated this content to this channel from a previous channel, I recollected episodes 1 to 5 in whatever format that was in. You can already tell this is going to be a bit of a new format I'm going to experiment with. I'm going to test it against the YouTube copyright system. We'll see. Anyway, so I'm in experimental mode, and you're all on that journey with me while I figure out this thing that I want to do. I want to do the manga reactions, I want to do the anime reactions, but I want to do it in a way that has me talking with you more than just reacting to content. So this is I'm trying to think of the terms for all this. You know, the shorthand would be a story analyst reacts to Attack on Titan. How's that? So I'm going to be playing around with ideas like that, so that it's a reaction, but also an analysis, and I want that to be as clear as possible as we proceed through the series, so that people don't come in here only expecting reactions. Or I want you to also understand the context of why I might choose dubbed versus subbed. It's not that I don't want to watch subbed. Of course I would watch subbed, but I guess from not a reaction perspective, but an analysis perspective, it gives me more to talk about when, for example, in the first episode of the anime, I immediately notice a very distinct difference with the symbology that happens in the manga versus the symbology or the phrasing that happens in the anime. That's obviously distinctly different, but I can talk about that, and I can call that out as the difference that happens in the dubbed version of the anime, if that makes sense. So if I'm just reacting to a sub version of the anime, I'm not sure what extra value I can create there, because I'm not really analyzing anything. I'm watching an interpretation of the source of truth for me, which is the manga. So the source of truth for me is the manga, and that is the source of truth for me. So it's like cyclical. It's like I don't need to have another source of truth on top of a source of truth. I don't need to see how something gets translated, because the manga is the source of truth for me. Do you know what I mean? So the dubbed version for me, it makes it easier, yes, to react to, because for the audiences who are not reading the manga or have not watched the anime, this content could be entertaining for them just from an analytical perspective as I go through it. And so having a dubbed version allows me to react to the English language components of the storytelling for people who are listening from an English perspective. Also for the YouTube captioning system to be able to properly caption, you can't switch languages. Really, this should be the focus of this, should be the analysis part. I just happen to be reacting to see how they pulled it off from an animated format. Okay, so I might even, if I catch it again, I was thinking about this, because like, how do I consolidate both of those ideas? Because I like both of them, and I would do a reaction to the sub and a reaction to the dub, but I don't have that much time in the world, and I'd rather move forward with the source of truth, which is the manga for me. But I was thinking of moments where I'm like, I feel like that was different in the manga. I would switch, you know, because it's under me right now. So the menu that just popped up, it's kind of a little bit off screen. I'm on a super wide monitor. But in that, I can just change the audio, the captioning to the subtitle, and I can revalidate the scene and see if it played out differently. So there might be stuff like that I do in the next sequence of episodes as I go through it, if that's something I want to compare against manga source of truth, the dub version, potentially derailed, as I can get from the comments. Although there's counter comments in the comments, okay, where it looks like it is true to the vision of the mangaka, and so I think it's okay. But that being said, even as a noob coming to Attack on Titan, and someone who is analyzing story and is a big fan of symbology intertwined inside the narrative as subtext, I caught it very explicitly. Like, it felt wrong. It felt wrong to me. I'll just put it that way. I prefer the symbology of birds versus the symbology of cattle. They both work, and if the mangaka signed off on the symbology of cattle for the slaughter, I mean, it still works. It still works. But I feel like there's a more artistic layer, I suppose, I've got an art back. I mean, it's just maybe for my sensibilities, I like the idea of birds in a cage, because what that implies the city is a cage, and so to be free of the cage, you got to go beyond the walls. You know, that's outside of the cage, and that's where real freedom exists. And so it's the longing for that freedom, the attainment of that freedom, and what that means. You know, and the oppression part is like it's the dangers outside the cage, right? It's like you're safe inside the cage, but it's also you lose your freedom. So, anyways, I like that idea better than we're just cattle that are herded. You know, there's no herding. There's no like at the slaughterhouse. Okay, your cattle's in a slaughterhouse because you're basically just there to be fed on. I mean, that seems pretty pessimistic. Like, there's no real hopeful metaphor there. Jesus, I'm going into this way at the beginning of this. 5 minutes, 6 minutes in. I'm sorry. Listen, there was a lot of stuff to say. I'm returning to this, and so this was my way of saying just hang on for the ride. I mean, I don't know where this is gonna go and where it's gonna transform to, but right now my gut is to play this out as dubbed so that I can react to it and provide that different context to the experience, which for me is going to be how close does it get? Does it keep some of that symbology, subtextual intertwine and stuff like blah 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 blah. Okay, so let's go. That's enough of an intro. Yes, this is gonna be a 2-hour episode at this point. These are gonna be long form, so hang in there. I'm gonna do story analysis, of course, along the way. I'm going to try to pair this up with the manga Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 patterns. I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. That's part of the experience. That's part of the exercise, and that's part of the adventure. So let's go. Let's move on.
Can you hear me? Come on! Snap out of it! I need you to talk to me! Say something! You're worthless! Why can't you just die? Hey, you need to...
Well, that's an extreme reaction. I mean, it's a flashback memory. I get it. But holy smokes, it's for real. It's like he went from like complete shock to full throttle freak out.
Rest of them are dead.
Damn it, don't talk like that! We can't assume he's the only one!
Take a look around you. Isn't it obvious?
Those lines, so again, those lines are like, I mean, I read the manga 2 weeks ago. I was like, nah, those were the lines.
Time here with him. We've got to move on.
You're not making any sense.
That's
Why would
the
the Titans
scene,
ignore
yeah.
him?
I don't know. Eren and the others bust their asses, and the one left standing is him.
Oh, burn.
That does it.
That felt a little bit rougher than I remember in the manga, though.
I'm gonna shut your mouth up permanently!
No, I do remember there being some sort of like,
At the end of our tether, okay? We're
yeah.
seeing our friends being killed like
Oh,
animals.
look at that. We just talked about that. Here we go. So it's the cattle slaughter, kill like animals thing, right? I don't remember if that's in the manga, but I feel like, you know, at least the anime's consistent with keeping that symbology intact.
Look at my...
Okay, let me turn off the subtitles for myself. I just realized there's like, it's actually distracting because sometimes they say more than they're saying. They write more than what they're saying. So even that's like weird. I mean, the anime does more to move scenes along in cohesive manner than the manga is what I'm feeling right now. Those first scenes really played out way more, they were tighter, and the dynamic between the characters was a lot clearer. That was also my fault with the manga returning after a couple months. But this felt way smoother.
In their eyes, I was a victim. I needed protection. But all I wanted was to stand shoulder to shoulder with them, to be strong like they were.
There's a line, you know, I think there's a line, standing shoulder to shoulder with giants, you know. I thought that's where they were going to take that. Maybe that's not, maybe I'm remembering that line wrong. But, or standing on the shoulder of giants, something like that. So those who come before you, but like they prop you up, you know. No, I'm actually entangling those thoughts. But anyways, I do like this flashback scene. Did feel a lot better than the manga too. So I mean, I'm not crapping on the manga. I love the manga.
This is how it all ends up.
Also, and I'm gonna pause a lot because of copyright gods and stuff like that. But and I just, you know, it's fine. But this is another like, because I've read the manga now, I can already see the Act 1 pattern playing out here with Armin, because, you know, we're getting the whole weakness piece because, you know, we know where this arc is supposed to go, right? And so for the next pattern of episodes, or next stack of episodes, they're setting up the pattern that needs to have a payoff 4 or 5 episodes from now, where Armin, you know, maybe swings back around, or not just Armin swings around, but like the story of Armin swings back around by that reveal in Act 3. And I'll see how the anime does it. I'm hoping it does it a little tighter than the manga. We'll see.
Tried to protect me.
They have the opportunity to do stuff in hindsight, you know, so they get the benefit of that. Oh, this was a really sad scene. I screwed this up in the manga for sure. It dawned on me who these two characters were in the volume 1 but it was after I had recorded my commentary on the manga. But I did get confused here. But this was a pretty nasty scene. Like, I remember the scene of like a get married or a fiance or something like that, but I didn't catch it when I was reading the manga.
God, Armin, help me, please.
Look at that shot though.
Been breathing and I can't
That's
wake
pretty
him up.
nasty.
He won't respond to CPR. Come on, baby. You got this. Stay with me.
Like, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. It's the shock.
It's not safe on the ground. We need to
But
get
look
you
at the
out.
way the anime pulls it off here, you know? Way, like, it was like one panel,
Understand, do you? Oh,
you
no,
know?
I'm sorry
Well, one
about
page.
this.
Oh, that's nasty.
Stop. Please stop doing that.
Oh my gosh. So the manga was clear about, I mean, yeah, his bottom half was, you could kind of tell it was missing there, but it was way clearer in the manga. But that was a pretty nasty, dark scene.
What's wrong with you people? I don't think
Psychological
you fully
breakdown,
appreciate
you know?
how bad the situation is.
I'm curious to see how this plays out.
Soldier, do something.
You know, it's like in when you think about the width of that wagon, you're like, wait, you're the president of the Merchants Guild and you don't know how to measure a fucking wagon so it fits through a gate that you gotta get through? Like, how do you distribute this shit? And now we're swearing. Okay, well that's people are getting ripped apart in this. Of course I'm fucking swearing in this.
the Titans off. Mommy.
It's not for kids, YouTube. Okay, sorry, moving on. Oh.
Abnormal. Stop trying to figure him out.
Okay, so calling out the abnormals. The way they're animated there, it actually looks like they got jets or some sort. Like they're propelled by jets, not just swinging. You know, that's a cool shot. I don't remember it looking like that in the manga. No, she definitely took him out.
Excuse me. Seriously?
I do. I like how she
Soldiers
deals
are
with
dying
this.
back there.
Let's see how it plays
They
out
give their
here.
lives for-
Here it goes.
Yeah, no arguing with that. You're absolutely right, sir. Guess it's what you call the greater good. Still, sometimes it's not the life or the death of a soldier that makes the biggest difference.
Don't you even believe it?
Anna could be dead. Wait. Oh, I don't remember her actually attacking guards.
That word gonna come from beyond the grave?
I don't remember a line like that. That's good. Inspiration for the younger generation.
Sir, but thank you.
I don't know if I caught that in the books. Does the rain make these titans dissolve?
To be a bit more careful in the future. I inadvertently
Or they
filled both
just
of the
naturally
buckets.
evaporate?
I'll do better next time.
Oh,
What do you think?
all
Did
right.
I do good?
A flashback here.
Darling, it's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, ooh, this might give
Excellent.
more context
Oh,
to
thank you.
the heart
This
scene.
style of embroidery
Let's see
is
what they do
special
here.
family secret for heaven-
All right, I definitely took something else away from that scene in the manga. I thought there was like the mother was pregnant. She was making a reference to that, but I didn't get any of that here, because I mean the anime is making it
Just a moment.
feel even more like this scene is what's the knocking for that, but it's not, you know, because we know that from the manga, right?
Yeah, I need to alert the military police of this while the trail's warm. Wait for me at the foot of the mountain. Understood? Say that back to me. Word for word. Eren!
Huh? I wonder. Okay.
Look at her face and tell me what she's worth.
Sure, she's cute and all, just young. Wouldn't go for her myself.
Then I guess we're lucky you're not the one we're selling to. Plenty of folks would pay a premium. She's exotic.
Yeah, it's not cut, but yeah, it makes sense now. Of course. Not cut, like in a negative way, but like you have to flip these around a little bit in order to
Sorry.
increase the
we're
drama.
interrupting.
Wait, you ain't worth this crap.
Damn, man. Jesus.
You stupid bastard! The plan was to only kill the father!
She was nuts. I'm supposed to let her gouge my eyes out with the shears.
Just bag the kid!
Okay, so they are extending this scene a little bit more in the anime for sure.
Hey, let's not give me any attitude, alright? If you're feeling
Unless this is one of those scenarios where later on there's another flashback in the manga that fills in more of these scenes. Do I think that's spoiler? No, because we know the scene happened and there's nothing There's nothing extra vital in this exchange yet, but I don't think there will be. But this did not happen in the manga. It makes it more robust, whereas the manga, I felt like it was a little loose, and it depended a lot on the scene where Mikasa's on the ground and the Eren shows up scene, and it did feel like there was a gap there. And Jesus. And they added the extra layer of violence there before this scene when you reorder them sequentially. That wasn't in the manga. So it's good. This is good.
My buddy and I will be happy to take you.
I appreciate that, sir.
So he's already got a dark edge to him, even at this age,
And I'm the last
which
thing
implies
you'll see.
something. I mean, this scene was dark in the manga. Like, it definitely indicated. Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay. Okay, he was in this room wrecking him.
This is what you get, you son of a bitch! This is what you get for being what you are! Die!
I'm curious to see how the whole wood cracking thing threw me off when Mikasa goes for it. But I feel like it matters to something. I just want to know. I wanted to see if this like showcases it better. Oh, there's the kill or be killed line. It is said in the anime more than the manga. I don't think I recall that from the manga, but I do recall it from the anime.
It's the only way! Who the hell do you think you are, you little brat? The only way to live is to fight!
Maybe it wasn't in the manga. I don't remember. Okay, here comes the floorboard moment. Here goes floorboard moment. Vital part for me. I have to know.
And all of a sudden, I remembered. I'd
remembered.
seen it all before. Many
Oh,
times.
okay. The praying
Since
mantis,
the day I was born.
which didn't make sense to me in the manga either, but
Been all around me. Forever. But I always let
kill or
it
be
get
killed
away.
concept.
Yeah.
Okay.
The world is a
Oh, but
cruel
that was
place.
right. That's right. That was the bird symbology
home.
that I was trying to connect into, which still works with the whole slaughter, animals for the slaughter, for the anime, right?
All of a sudden, do anything. Fight!
What the hell though? Like that felt
Fight!
extreme anime.
Fight!
Oh. I mean, maybe that matters in a different way, in more of a different way than I anticipated. You know, because she stepped so hard on the floorboard that she smashed it. I thought she tripped on the floorboard that lifted up under her. She tripped and killed the guy in a trip or something.
Here, I want you to wait at the foot of the mountain. Do you even
That was a whole
understand the
different scene.
magnitude of what you've done here? Remember me? We met a few times before when you were just a tiny little thing.
Yes, Dr. Yeager.
The world's a cruel place.
Okay, so the
If you
rain.
want to live,
The rain
you
is
have to
definitely
fight.
causing them to deteriorate. Or once they get their neck severed, they start
That's
to
it. We're done.
melt.
Now scale the wall.
I should help the
Decompose
vanguard with
faster?
Trost, sir.
Ackerman, wait!
It's a cruel world, but I have a place in it. Eren.
So that was it, and that's probably going to be the end there. Yeah, and that was a good arc for one episode. They really did give. They came a little late in with her story because they had to give the Eren context, which is going to play out later in a couple episodes. But we really wanted to get the Mikasa episode. Part of me feels like, yeah, I don't know how they could have done it though, because they have to slip the Eren storyline in there somewhere. And I'm wondering if, like, you know what they could have done is I would have moved the Eren story after this Mikasa piece. I would have done the whole Eren and Armin moment at the end of episode 5. And I get the manga. I'd recommend, like, I'd do this to the manga as well. And then I would start the next chapter with the Mikasa story. Her doing like the whole merchant thing being the setup for that Act 1, having the Mikasa kick off the flashback be the quest, the Act 2, and then have that payoff, which we just got here in this well written scene here, which is like it gave us the mirror pattern. So she has a home to go to, she has something to fight for, and it gave her that context. And then you do the Armin scene after this one, so that starts the next episode. And you don't really need this thing to happen in between, I guess is what I'm saying, because this is already happening in a different part of town, you know. And I feel like you might have been able to contain
fight to the bitter end.
Yeah, you could contain the Armin story for the next episode. I'll see how it plays out. I mean, we'll see the next episode, and of course we're doing this as long form, so let's rock and roll. All right, let me see how this starts, and I'll piggyback on what I just said. Now, in theory, this would be my Act 2 now of this stack, right? I'm just going to assume it's 4 episodes until I know otherwise. But so again, let's think about like that scene with Armin. He flees, and then we cut to the scene. This could have been our Act 2 of that rearrangement. Yeah, I would consider. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to be a backseat person, like working on how to compose narrative flow and stuff like that. But that's always easier, man. But to be true to the manga, you are sort of jumping scenes, you know.
Out of my way. They need my
Coward.
reorganizing. Or would you rather us be overwhelmed due to a logistical nightmare?
Okay, now we're getting this. This would have been a good handoff to flipping scenes, yeah. Okay, now we have the scene that I definitely misinterpreted in the manga. I thought this was our people, but no, it's whole different people. We're supposed to get the supplies.
There.
Come on now. That musket's not enough to stop them.
Oh, man. That's nasty. That's nasty. That definitely played out a lot nastier in the anime than I took away in the manga. I had to do a couple takes on that scene to validate what happened. I knew what happened, but just the character's context, you know? I didn't have. Or I lost it accidentally.
You mean the supply depot? What is
All right.
going on?
Way clear. See, now we have, I mean, again, I might have just missed the details in the manga when I was reading it, but the importance of that supply depot makes sense to me in hindsight, because I got to the end and the importance of that supply depot matters, you know? But it really, episode 7 really sets up that Act 1 in a very clear cut way. We got the let us through because X, you know, we have, it's game over, so bang, and now we have, hey, what the hell, we can't move on because we don't have the supplies. Makes a lot more sense for an Act 1 here. Now, it really does put the manga into a whole different context.
We're completely screwed.
Watching it like this is what they call, it's the exposition piece, so it's usually in the Act 1 into Act 2. They're setting up all the details that are going to matter for the rest of the story. We know they need the gas, they got to get past the Titans, that's a setup for the quest kicks off in Act 2. Yeah, that's the denial of the quest right there, end of an Act 1 line.
How exactly do a bunch of rookies pull off a suicide
Rookies, so it's like you're at the odds are against you.
Let's assume half of our
That's what makes the quest so awesome, is when you pull it off, you know? So Hopeless has a theme. There's usually a theme at the beginning of an Act 1 too. It'll carry through to an Act 3. You gotta get over that theme.
Come on, let's go! If we all work together, we can make this happen. I know we can. All right? I'll take the lead.
I love her. Yeah, I think the characters definitely, their personalities come across a lot better in the anime. Yeah, so now in hindsight, like again, watching this play out, this was maybe a 2-minute scene here, 3 minutes on the rooftop. But, and the prior one between the beginning of the last episode, you know, if you could imagine that being shifted into here, how would it have disrupted stuff? We would have needed the setup of the supply depot, so that would need to happen in the beginning of an Act 1. But they would have had to already found him. So yeah, it you know, it's easier to kind of look back at things and say, I would have done this, I would have done that. But yeah, you gotta rebuild the things that you say after and try to see if they still fit in a sequence that makes sense. which this one would not make sense. So I'm not sure how you'd correct the pacing on that last episode with Armin's story being there, outside of the fact that this sort of is set up with there's a lot of characters in play here. It's a bit like a soap opera in how you have to bounce around the different perspectives on the field, and so maybe there was no way to deal with it. Just I wish I had more value to the story of Mikasa, the flashback of Mikasa in that particular episode. But if you sort of let go of that, because that's the structure, you know, it sort of does inform the structure of the episode not being contained. Like, it's not supposed to be a contained arc, you know? There is a theme that gets fulfilled in the arc, but sometimes you just have to have these scenes in there because it's more of a soap opera and things need to burn slowly. It's a slow burn, you know? Like this scene right here. It's a multi-episode slow burn.
Eren Yeager.
And then we sort of needed Mikasa's story to give us context for how she reacts to this, because if we didn't have that context as an audience, then they'd have to fit that context in before she has this reaction. Otherwise, you're like, well, why is she having this reaction? And then it would have been she would have this. She'd have to tell her flashback after the Eren breakdown. It's like, yeah, that wouldn't. I'm not sure if that would work either. It worked very well the way they pulled it off. I don't think there was a way to reorganize that. But like this scene, it just feels way heavier than the manga, you know? And that moment is actually very meaningful, right? Because we have the whole stone cold Mikasa, and now she's actually showing some empathy, you know, to bring him, to pull him out of this, you know?
On your feet.
But in a pragmatic sense, you know, it's like, because you have to, so we can move on, right?
Allowing us to get back over the wall. Is that assessment correct?
Take a leadership position.
I guess so, sure. But there's just too many of them out there, even with you on point.
I can do it. Know
It's
this.
kind of a desperation
I have the power to slay all of the Titans that block
that
our
came
path,
across in the
even
manga
if I
too.
have to do it alone. As far as I'm concerned,
It's like extreme and not realistic.
Unskilled, cowardly worms.
She's terrible at the speeches, you know. But it's great.
Sit here and twiddle your thumbs and watch how it's done.
Wait, Mikasa, are you out of your mind? That's crazy!
You can't
That's
be
great.
serious. Trying to
That's
take them out
amazing.
by yourself? There's no way you can hope to beat them.
If I can't beat them, then I die. But if I win, I live. And the only way to win is to fight.
Eren's lines.
You know, I was expecting something more motivational. Your way with words was kind of a letdown.
I love that they call it out, you know.
Hey, don't just stand there.
That's
We
great.
weren't taught to let our comrades fight alone. Unless you are a coward, in which case stay out of my way.
Because, like, is it just bad writing? No, the characters are actually going to acknowledge exactly what we're thinking. That's a great turnaround.
Hey! Seriously! Come on, you bunch of chickens!
They're nuts. Damn.
And that's our Act 2.
All right.
Well into an Act 2 at this point. You got to have the call to action moment right here, and then you kick off the greater power, greater responsibility, greater confidence, and then you have to start bringing it. It happened the exact same pattern in the manga at about the same time, midway through the volume. You got to amp these people up to fight, but this is still the beginning of, you know, they still have to get the false victory, right? They get there, but that's still going to be a defeat. I know what that is because I've read the manga, of course. But yeah, the run out of gas line being mentioned.
How is she going so fast?
Well, she's burning her gas.
Mika's just using too much gas.
Yeah, I love it.
Run out at any second.
Okay, so that is propelling. They do, the gas is for, I got it now. The gas does propel them horizontally if necessary. It's not just that it's not just the grappler that pulls them.
She's letting adrenaline distract her from grief. At any time, she could.
There it is. Okay. Oh Jesus, though. Well, that makes a lot. The visuals add so much to how this movement works. It's so great. It just changes the entire dynamic of what I was seeing when they were swinging through the city versus this, you know, where the gas is the propelling. I thought the gas was more like to help balance them, but not to actually like throttle the gas. No. It's throttling the gas. You can throttle it as much as you want. You move as fast. So that's that, right? Halfway through, right? So that's the false victory. Like, she's a badass. She's kicking ass. She's moving. She's gonna do it. Oh, she ran out of gas. That's your false victory. That's like, you have a victory. Everything's crazy. Everything's awesome. You got the background music, the montages. Something goes wrong. And then you have to come back out of that. And that's your Act 2B. Lead up into Act 3. You got to get over that hurdle.
We're not getting
This defeat. And then you got to get to the headquarters for Act 3. There's no way they're going to pull that whole storyline off in one episode, though. I don't believe it.
Stay back! I'll save you! No, wait!
Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah. What? Oh, nasty.
I wasn't meant to.
Okay, they didn't show it. I totally expected them to show something more brutal there.
Given the reins.
Maybe they still are. Oh my god, that's actually horrific. That's actually horrific. Jeez. It's the layer you're never gonna get in a manga, you know what I mean? It's the layering that happens. You gave a speech, Mikasa. Look at him just smiling. What a piece of work this Titan is. He's just smiling Titan. I don't actually know. But then they cut in scenes like that. Like, what? What do you mean? Right? I mean, but it feels like alluding to something here, you know?
Why?
Okay, got it.
I'd already given up.
Oh, there's a second wind theme, right? The trophy, of course, but I mean, because it works.
Why am I struggling?
Oh,
Why
the hell is that?
do I
Oh,
keep getting up?
wait, why are we showing a fruit? Like, what the hell? Did she mess up the leg?
Why am I still fighting? I mean, I've lost any reason to live. What keeps pushing me?
No, oh, I just read into some subtext there. Oh. Even though I know it happens in the manga, it chokes me up sometimes, for sure. It's well composed, you know? And that right there, man, now they're explicitly connecting Mikasa and Eren. As if she knows.
I'll never give up
somehow.
Because if
Maybe it's just symbolic.
These memories
The
of you
flashback
died with me.
To the first pages of chapter 1.
I'll do whatever it takes to win. Whatever it takes to live.
Jesus. Oh, right. That worked out so well. In the anime. When I saw the second Titan behind her, I was like, wait, what? There was a second. That was a second Titan. That was great. Oh, that's great. That was great. Oh yeah.
He's killing the other.
Oh my god, it's way more violent. Yeah. What's with the pomegranate? Also, the anime gives us one extra hint earlier, but it happens so quick, and I'm waiting to see if it happens again. But it didn't. I'll reverse it because we can't, because we're in analysis mode, right? So we have, it's very, very well structured in the sense that she has this moment like, what? Hold on, it almost got, I don't know if you can catch it. It went into black and white, so it kind of hit it a little bit. Hold on, wait for it. Right there. This is the eyes. Right, because if you go back to the prior episode where Eren is, he has the bloodlust sort of kick in. It closes up on the eyes, and you can kind of see the color in the iris like that. And now I'm not seeing it happen again. Which is likely intentional. And then it's the pattern of those, the cell thing, also being in the scene where she's prompted to fight. Combining those two scenes combines both of them in the same scene together again, from a repetition pattern perspective, storytelling perspective. That's so cool. The mobility is so cool, man.
Mikasa, are you okay? Are you guys all right? Yeah.
I'm starting to like Connie a lot more because of the anime. I sort of didn't really understand or care in the manga, but he's kind of cool in the anime. Oh. He already deteriorated that quickly? Huh. The fighting stance. The fisticuff stance. Come on. Like... Oh my god. Also, keenly different than the other Titan, because the other Titan just like beast mode, just charge, whereas, you know, this Titan is oh, my god.
It just finished it off. It knew exactly where the weak spot was.
Come on, guys, time to so the head popped off, but that wasn't even the spot. He needed the spot.
Any other Titan would have been on top of
But
us.
the hand grew back, but that's
seem to understand the skill of hand-to-hand combat.
That right there.
Is that thing?
Just chalk it up as another abnormal.
Did I? Maybe that happened in the manga. Those lines.
Forget about it. Let's just get out of here. Wait a minute.
But that was a comment I was making. Like the other Titans just sort of go for it. Like there's no real rhyme or reason. They have these basic instincts and actions for the way they kill. It's like there's nothing strategic about it. They just go for it. They're like forces of nature. Whereas just him putting up his dukes, like it's like there's an intelligence behind that is different, and that should be an alarm because they should all know how Titans work. That's abnormal. Now that's not the actual term, so you kind of excuse it. But
what are we gonna do? We can't clear HQ without your help.
But
there's only one thing to do.
Yeah, this was brilliant in the manga too. This writing right here.
More sparingly.
This is
lives are riding on you.
Very well written for an Act 3 handoff.
What have I done?
Of the chapter?
I led the attack without any
well, because of that scene, right? Because
I was even reckless with my own life. I lost track of what you taught me.
That's the arc, right? For Mikasa in this episode. So they still contain it. They still contain the evolution of the character here. The progress.
Functional, and I restocked your blades. Just leave me this one, okay?
Oh.
It's just that I would rather this be my end, not being eaten alive. Why'd you?
Armin. I will not leave you behind.
They do a good job with the sound effects. Like, it's like multiple times per episode. I'm like, I am a stone-hearted individual. I feel nothing. It's like, no, there's something there, and it's the combination of the way the scenes play out. Even though I know what's happening, so it's maybe that's compounding. So they're calling it out right here. Yeah. Did she say primal?
Are there any more like him? I've never heard in me.
Over here.
Something so familiar.
Familiar.
So primal.
Oh, it should hit primal. Okay. That might be important.
Witness to the manifestation of humanity's rage.
That's another episode. Oof. Yeah. Oof. definitely taking away something here that I didn't in the manga. Oh, no.
Cadets have much more.
Oh, whoa. No. Well, I mean, what am I talking about? I read the manga. I know what's going to happen. What's wrong with me? Because I'm thinking of the manga, and I don't want to spoil myself here either, right? So I'm going to taking a little bit of a break to just mentally calculate where I'm at, where this actually is in relation to the volume. And the best way I can do that was with pacing. Like, I know the scenes is something to play out. They felt like an act 2B, because we have to get... Oh, okay. Right, because we have to tell the story of the supply stuff needs to happen. And then that becomes a turnaround. And then we get the reveal. It might be a 3-part. This might be the end of the volume 2. I got to be careful here. And not go too far. So, I mean... Apologies if I just stop this and I don't finish the episode right, but I know where this needs to stop. And I will stop it.
Got an idea. You're asking us to risk our necks on a stupid gut feeling? If I'm right about this,
gut feeling? It's strategic.
Headquarters in one fell swoop.
Your setup for this episode.
We'll
Or Act
look
1.
like morons if we screw this up.
Yeah, alright.
But if we don't, look how many lives we stand to save.
Where there's a will,
There's your quest. Boom. There's your action.
It's still nuts, but what the hell?
Act 2. For this episode. I mean, it came early, but they have to move a lot of stuff along here. Oh. Just a quick little reminder. Oh. Well, that would have been a commercial or something like that.
This is our chance. We can get the drop on them while they're preoccupied. It's perfect.
Oh. I mean, it's a sacrifice, but...
Make a break for HQ while they're distracted.
It sucks, but... Gotta do what you gotta do. Right? Basically just gotta... Jeez, okay, there's another close-up of the eyes right there. That's what we needed. Okay. That's so cool.
John! You really came through for us there, man. We owe you big time.
Oh, the snap them out of it.
Off. I'm serious. We're alive because of you. Like I said, you make a great leader.
Easy with that crap. We're not out of this yet.
Oh, that aim. Jesus. Madman. I love it.
You cowards! You left us out there on our own!
Correct.
People are dead because you didn't have the guts to do your job!
The Titans were coming at us from every angle! They overrun the supply room, okay?
It's your job to deal with it and back us up anyway!
It does feel a lot more like a finale.
Of course it is.
Hopelessness, you know?
How deluded was I? Winning.
It's just like a happy couple. Just like looking in on you, you know, just a happy couple. Hey. Hey, neighbor. Like, what the hell?
What?
Oh, that's nasty the way that they...
What the...
Exactly.
That's right, you heard me. This big, beautiful SOBs are ticking out of here.
You mean like fighting fire with fire?
Listen to yourself. A Titan's not gonna help us. You're
Oh yeah?
mind.
Are you sure?
It is working.
Because the other ones don't really have a mind to think through this. It's like, are they like, what the fuck? What's up? What's up, bro? What's up, bro? I mean, they gotta fight back. They gotta... Survival instincts will like kick in for them to, I guess, fight back. But are even the Titans used to fighting amongst themselves? You know, because if that's not natural for them, then how would they even know? You know, like what the hell's going on right now? It's like it's just confusing to them, you know. Oh, that's a weird mix of animation. Like I'm not sure why.
Him on a rampage out there.
All right. There's a lot more in here than I remember in the manga, though. That almost feels exactly like what I remember in the manga. I know it can't be, but it's like it feels like it.
7 soldiers most physically gifted and adept.
You're a better strategist than you give yourself credit for. I'm serious. That mine saved Eren and me more than once.
When did I ever save you?
Yeah, that was same mystery in the manga right there. It's a little bit of a loose thread to pick up on.
At the time. We can talk about it later.
Right there, yeah. That's a piggybacker.
Okay.
We'll be back.
I'm gonna ask.
Worst comes to worst, you can always just shove one of these up their ass. That's the other weak spot.
Are you serious? That's news to me.
Did I miss a day of training or something?
Come on, knock it off, Rhina. You want your final words to be an ass joke?
I love it. Again, self-aware. Just set up the joke and carry it through narratively. Too close. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Almost.
What are you talking about, bro? Oh.
Fire!
There they go. It's a solid plan.
Got it. How are you guys?
Like one failure.
Sorry,
Oh.
I didn't.
Oh crap.
I didn't mean to sneak up on you.
Sasha and
Oh.
Connie missed! Lead
I
them the
mean
hell
to
back!
sneak up on you. Oh.
Oh God.
Oh. I said, protect her at all costs. God damn it. Thank you. Oh.
I'm coming in.
Yeah, this is it. It's a three-parter. I'm not going to go any further. This is the wrap-up.
I caved in front of the whole gang.
Hmm.
Never gonna be able to face any of them again.
Damn it! Feel sorry for yourself later. Focus on escape.
Hey, but I don't think you're a good leader because you're strong. I think you're a good leader because you know what it is to be weak.
Oh,
You're
damn.
one of us. You're scared out of your mind.
I don't remember
just
this.
like we all are. It makes you alert, sympathetic.
Hmm.
You made a damn good call out there.
Hmm.
Got me running for my life. You're why I can say this.
See, good execution on a small little scene, you know, but there's definitely feeling behind it. Because he did regenerate,
This may
so,
sound
right?
stupid,
Like,
but I was hoping he'd be the
so
key for us.
something
Help mankind break the cycle.
stops
Turn
the
tide just long enough
regeneration.
to give us a little ray of hope.
She's right.
Maybe there's like there's a time limit on it,
To just let die. There's too
or it's like too much damage at once. Episode 1 was way more visceral, and it's, I mean, it's showing the Titans get ripped apart, but I haven't seen a human really get ripped apart. That's awesome right there. Ever since that episode 1, they hit it. I guess they covered their asses. Oh no, he is regenerating. It's too much damage at once. Jeez, amazing. Use them as a club. Bam, bam. Goddamn beast.
What was that you were saying?
God damn. That's it. All right. Here we go. See how it plays out on the anime. Oh. Oh. That's pretty epic in the anime.
Mikasa!
They did the shot here too where, look at the arm, right? They don't quite show you that the limbs are back. Okay. Check for the heart. Hmm. They didn't show the whole body though, even there, right? So it's a little bit... Oh, they moved it to here. They moved the scene to a different location. Maybe to make it clearer? I'm not sure.
But his arm,
Uh-huh.
his leg, I don't understand.
Maybe to make the reveal
Watched
clear.
him get eaten. I watched him die. I saw.
That's it. Those are the eyes. That's it. It's gonna be Crazy Volume 3 explaining this
Eren did all
to the group. Yeah. Damn. That's it. Now I gotta be careful. That's I'm gonna call it right here. I'm gonna pause. I can't pause it. All right, pausing here. And crazy enough, it's still the title of it is Where the Left Arm Went. Battle of Trost District Part 5. We're still in the Battle of Trost District. Anyways, so that's a wrap of this set of episodes here. I'm yeah, it's you know, I think they do a really good job of translating the manga. In this particular suite of episodes was way more paired up with my memory of Volume 2. Again, I'm nitpicking with the Volume 1 and a translation of that particular line. I didn't really see anything else. I mean, I'm going back on a couple months of memory, right? But I don't remember anything being distinctly different between them. Beyond that, there were some clips put into the training sequences that weren't in the manga, but I've been told in the comments that these are flashbacks, or I guess they're flashbacks in future volumes, and they've shuffled in some scenes in a different sequential order just to give more context to characters, to build them up, flesh them out a little bit better, which I think is a good idea. I mean, and again, if that's being approved by the mangaka probably knows that there was some gaps there. That's why he created flashbacks in future volumes, is because he wanted to give some more context and build up some of the characters along the way, and it just made more sense to do that earlier because it happened in the past, and there's nothing really necessary narratively to leave those flashbacks in the future. So if things like that keep happening, I don't mind that they happen, and then I run into them in the manga, because then I can say, oh, this is the scene that happened in episode 1 to 5, 3 or 4, or whatever the case might be, and I'll try to remember those moments when I flip back to the manga. But as long as they don't start intertwining things too aggressively, then I think we're good. I think the episodes do a really, really good job of pacing things so that they fit inside, like the volumes fit inside a kind of a beginning and an ending bracket of a set of episodes. It just makes it cleaner that if people are... I'm trying to think like of the use case, the reader, like the reader reading the manga and not wanting to get spoiled, and then not really knowing how to watch these things so that they don't get spoiled, and they don't really have to worry about that. Like right now, I know this is my stopping off point. I'm gonna read Volume 3 now, and then when I read Volume 3, I know I can come back, and maybe there's a point there where they intertwine a little, the kind of sequentialism of the manga becomes harder to split apart into contained arcs within the volume itself. I know there's arcs that go across multiple volumes, but each volume for me feels like it needs to have a beginning and an end. The cliffhanger then needs to open up another beginning to an end. Cliffhanger opens up another beginning to an end. And each of those volumes need to sit on their own as a closed enough story where people are getting payoff that either came from the volumes before, it happened in the volume during. There has to be a payoff for that experience, because that contained experience, real world time passes by before people can read the next piece. Granted, with manga, people are going to read the next chapter as part of the periodicals, and so they don't have to wait like a month or 2 months or 3 months for these to get collected and then released onto the market, right? They're going to get they're going to get them faster. But the point still is that they still have to wait for the next chapter, read the next chapter. So even from a chapter perspective, that's why even those have to be somewhat contained to some arc inside even the chapter. But these being sequential storytelling, those chapters are going to leave some cookie crumbs, right? Just like we even heard here. You saved Eren and I more times than you think. What the hell does that mean? Yeah, that's the cookie crumb. Because the mangaka wants you to come back for Volume 3, whatever that set of stories is going to be. And my speculation would be, whatever that is likely going to be in a Volume 3. If I extrapolate on that, it's like, why do I think? Well, because Volume 3 for me, in a 4-volume set, I'm using the pattern of 4 right now to recognize Volume 3 as my second half of a larger Act 2 arc. And so I'm still looking for the tail end of exposition. So right now, some loose threads for me is going to be that line right there about the Armin line. There's still the father piece that was still need to come up. And now the anime gave me something, the manga I did not catch from the manga, which is there being a bond. And you know, when the bond between Mikasa and Eren for me was more from a storytelling perspective, it might have been just they have a bond because they had that one moment. He saved her and then she saved him. And like in that event, something happened between them and they bonded. And we could have just left it at that. But in the anime, they give you something more. They give you just those clicks where like cells are doing something and some weird thing with the muscles happen. To be fair though, the broken floorboard wasn't a loose floorboard that she was tripping over, which is what I took away from the manga. No, the anime actually shows it that she is so intent on moving forward to kill or be killed, or survival and all that, that she steps so hard on the floor that she breaks the goddamn board. That needs to matter. That needs to matter. That didn't just happen from an, you know, so I feel like now we know Eren's story. I'm like, oh my god, the father is sort of, you know, again, don't spoil me in the comments below, right? But the comment with the father saying, do you remember me from when you were really young? I was like, oh god, okay. Oh god, oh god. Are we gonna get the key? Like, is that gonna come back into the narrative? And, you know, Eren already had some wild card behavior, even at that age, where he's like, he was gonna kill or be killed. Like, he knew to act, he knew to rage. And so that was already in him. And so I'm connecting this to the father. The father's, he's the doctor, right? Something's going on. He's probably experimenting on some crap. And I think he's messing with some Titan stuff. He's like trying to make super soldiers out of like Titan stuff, is where I was going with it. And like, he proved that with Eren. And now I'm wondering, was he doing stuff with Mikasa too? Because that would get shady. That would get shady quick. And I don't know how else. I wouldn't have taken that away from the manga, but I'm absolutely taking that away from the anime, whether true or not. If not true, then I'm not sure what the anime was doing by adding those clips in, because it does a soft nod that there to something that could be threaded and revealed later on. We'll see. Maybe she's like no, I don't even want to speculate further, because I am afraid of people spoiling. Like, don't deny, don't affirm, because that will be, I will connect all those things as validation to whatever the speculations are. But I do that because it's gonna be the fun part, is like, because I'm doing this blind. As an audience, you get to see how much I get right and how much I'm way off on as I go, and the patterns sort of help me feel out when these kinds of reveals would happen. So yeah, I guess I was saying, like, volume 3 reveal, there has to be something seeded from some of those leftovers, but the father piece, connection piece, feels like it could be the most vital part that would only happen in a volume 4 perhaps. Like, I feel like they're gonna have to get to that reveal and then extrapolate on it. And I'm saying 4 because usually an act 1 and an act 3, so your pattern, your big block, your block 1 and your block 4, because remember, act 2 is 2 blocks, it's 2A and 2B, so your 1 and 4 usually have a mirror connection. So something that happens in act 1, it pays off 3 parts later, right? So in your part 4, your act 3. So that's why I'm kind of calling it on a volume 4. It doesn't have to be true. Like, it doesn't have to be true, right? It's just, that's what I'm going to analyze the story patterns against, and see if it plays out. And then what else from the other characters, they felt a lot more fleshed out. Watching the anime, Connie, I had never thought, like, Connie didn't even cross my mind that I would care about Connie as a character, even though he would have had the exact same scenes in the manga volume 2 that he had in these last 3 episodes. But he really stood out to me as a character that, I mean, he's got weight behind him now, whereas there's still a lot of characters in play, and usually in Act 2 you're trying to give some substance behind the B characters, the supporting cast. It's a lot of characters, and so that's going to take time to flesh out, and they'll probably pick 1 or 2 that they'll do that for the next couple episodes. Will be 1 or 2 more characters that get the spotlight, and I will see that in volume 3 because that's my source of truth. So I'm going to see if they pull that off. So this next volume 3 is likely them getting into the inner city or something, and then Act 4 is like where everything is slowing down, because that would be your denouement phase. Your Act 3 it could be an escalation, another super escalation, but I think it's going to be a different type of escalation, where it's not going to be a Titan escalation, although it could be, because we still have the what's it called, the Colossal Titan or whatever. That could be a threat again, and then it's like, how do you push the Colossal threat back? If that's going to be like a big fight with the Colossal Titan, it would be volume 4 is where I think it'd be like a crossover from 3 to 4, and then it might be an Eren with Colossal Titan, although that seems crazy to me. Like, I don't know how they would pull that off. Eren Titan, but we'll find out. Or I feel like we need to find out more about the end of a volume 3 is going to be more about what is happening with Eren, because now we have that reveal. We have the reveal. Now we need to know, how the hell is this even possible? How did this happen? Where did it come from? Probably some flashbacks are going to come up. Eren's going to put some pieces together, etc., etc. The father's going to come into pictures. But then if the father's doing it, why is the father doing it? What's he connected to? Is it inner city shit? Is it like... So I think that it's I think that stuff is going to be the drama for the next volume. We'll see if I'm right. And that's it. I think we're going to wrap this one up. I mean, I thought it was going to do 4 episodes at least, but it looks like they paced this out really well. Considering the first volume was 5 episodes, right? They really took their time to establish the setting, the pieces in play. But then this one was like, no, you know what your storyline is, and it was very clean. It was very clean in these 3 episodes, and I do feel like maybe that's like a good chunk of time to devote to one volume, right? 3 episodes equal 1 volume. I feel like that's a really good pacing opportunity. That if they keep that going, it'd be really nice. It also makes these 1.5 hour long, and it doesn't turn into an editing nightmare. And I do hope that this new format is it's going to appease the copyright gods. I am blocking part of this image here so that hopefully mitigates some of the tracking. Or whatever, however the hell the system does it. Not that I'm trying to like work around the system. I'm offering analysis here and a review and contextual information that makes this transformative. God damn it, fair use, please. And so that's why I'm gonna just take some. I'm gonna do some experiments and see what happens. I'm gonna push it a little bit, even though part of me feels like I shouldn't, but I'm going to. God damn it, because I am providing extra content. This is not just a reaction video, but I hope you enjoyed. I mean, for what this is, it's not a full reaction because I'm blind to the way they animate the scenes that I'm already experiencing in the manga, but it is still like the scenes are getting to me, man. Like there's like every episode is like, it's not even just once. It's like sometimes there's like 2 or 3 moments where I was like, God damn, what the fuck? What is this? What's this feeling? Like it's just the music or it's the way the lines are said, and it's just because they're like these subtle, silent moments. And the lines are like, oh God, I don't know what it is, man. There's just this really well crafted. And generally I could expect 1 or 2 every 3 or 4 episodes, maybe. There's something might happen, but it's like, no, I know what's happening. But the way that they present it, yeah, there's like an impact. There's an impact. They do this very well. So I'm gonna wrap this one up. Thank you for showing up, of course. Again, I can't stress it enough. Be careful with spoilers in the comments below. I know people can get excited about stuff that they're strong fans of, but for the sake of my experience and the sake of others who are trying to get a blind kind of review and analysis and speculation, heavy speculation, right? The more I watch, the more speculation is going to happen. I just be careful with like what is being affirmed or corrected, and things like that. I might make some mistakes along the way if I forget things, especially in the manga, but in the anime, it becomes super clear to me who the characters are. Like there's no confusion in my mind who I'm looking at, because it's the voice, right? It's the look, it's the hair color, it's not in black and white. So it makes a big difference. Anyways, holy crap, I'm trying to wrap this up. I'll catch you in the next stack of episodes. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, buddy. Peace.